Two things that you want to do in life, right? Figure out how to minimize the amount of enemies that you have. And the way that you do that is by preventing yourself from even reacting to and having a conversation about dusty conversations in the first place, right? Couple different ways. When you go through and you see a space or an area or an environment that you don't think that's conducive for what you're trying to do, or you think that it may pop off, or you think that it's, a negative situation, divest yourself immediately. Don't second guess yourself every single time you correct. Every single time you correct. I don't know how many times that I've had the conversation with myself and I've said stuff like, man, I should have listened to myself when I first decided to leave. Or, man, I should have never been here. I knew that I shouldn't have been there. I knew that I don't know how many times that I've had the conversation with myself and I said that, yo, I'm so pissed at myself for not listening to what my inner man was telling me to get the heck up out of here or don't be involved, but I should have never messed with that person in the first place. Every single time. Listen to your inner man. The second thing that you want to do is make sure that you pay your people. Let me give you the two rules of life that I live by. I live by and I die by it. Shout out to Vanessa, the Intentional American. What up, though? Mona, Kojak, Randy, all of y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Sam the God, Brandy, Mona, Treese, Mary, Randy, all of y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat, right? Shout out to Ray. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Two rules of advice that I live by. Minimize the amount of enemies that you make and make sure you pay your people. Minimize the amount of enemies that you make and make sure that you pay your people. The first one is very, very hard. The second one just comes with being business-minded. The first one is very difficult because when you say minimize the amount of enemies that you make, that also makes you be situationally aware. You got to pay attention to your surroundings. You got to remove yourself from people that may be causing trouble in your life. You know what I'm saying? And more importantly, the thing that most people do that they cannot miss, it's so hard for them to do, is do not react. Do not even entertain it. Don't give it any kind of visibility. Just let them do what they do. Listen, you got to let people crash out. It's as simple as that. Once you get to a certain level, the decisions that you're going to make on a day-to-day basis is going to be big, right? They're exponential. Because listen, if I make a decision to go and entertain you, that means that it's somebody that may not eat on the other side of that because I'm supposed to be focused on putting money into their pocket instead of entertaining the foolishness that come along with you. I can't entertain that. I can't entertain this chick that want to have a conversation about negativity, but I'm not really feeling negative. I can't entertain that guy over there that want to clout chase and want to get some visibility because they can't get themselves popping on their own, and so all they do is talk about. I don't have time for that. The only thing that I got time to do at this point is build. Those are games for people that got an extraordinary amount of time on their hands, that has no kind of situational awareness, and it doesn't matter how old they are. They can be 18, 20, 30, 40, 50. They still out here looking for problems and looking to crash out. Minimize the amount of enemies that you have, and then prevent yourself from continuing to entertain the nonsense whatsoever, right? As I get older, as I get richer, as I get more money, as I become more mature, the less I care about the things that people are talking about because I have to focus on making sure that I put money in the pockets of the people that really support me. That's number one. What's the other one? It leapfrogs off of the first one. The second part is make sure that you pay your people. Ain't one person in the world that could say that Anton ain't never paid him. Not a contractor, right? Not a tree cutting service, not an employee, not a person that in live stream with me, not a content creator. Not one person can ever say that Anton from AntonDaniels.com don't do big business. Let me tell you something. The first thing that I do when I get a check, any kind of check, don't matter if it's a check from corporate America, don't matter if it's a check from contracting, don't matter if it's a check from taking care of business, a real estate check, rent, so on and so forth. You know what the first thing that I do when I get a check? The first thing that I do before I do anything, before I pay a bill, right? Before I pay myself, I pay my people. I take care of the people that's doing the work on the front lines, that's making sure that they bringing in them bags. I make sure I take care of them. I give them bonuses. I give them perks. I give them extra inside of their check. They be texting me and saying, Anton, calling me immediately. Anton, you sent me too much money. No, I didn't. I meant to send you that. I know what I said that I was going to give you, but I'm giving you extra. And listen, I'm not just talking about the people that work for you. I'm not just talking about the people that's on your team. I'm talking about everybody that I interact with. Big tipper. I know that it's a culture around here. I know it's a culture in other countries and other places that they said that they don't tip and all of that. Listen, that's cool. I'm not criticizing you. I'm not you. I'll take care of everybody. The guy at the airport, the dude that's at the hotel that's picking up my bags, my security, I don't pay them what the fee is that I'm supposed to pay them. I pay them extra. I feed them. I take care of them. I make sure that I send them gifts, right? If you got a doorman, make sure that you send him a Christmas gift. Listen, Christmas is every day over here. Everybody that's associated with me busts down a bag. Ain't nobody struggling. Ain't nobody on a struggle bus. Ain't nobody gonna have no problems. Every single person that's on my team eat. Everybody. Make sure you pay your people. If you're a business owner, if you're starting a business, the number one rule in business is you take care of the people that's bringing in the money. You take care of the people that's taking care of business. You take care of people that's making sure that you eat. And you take care of people that's keeping the operations running. You always supposed to take care of your people. Pay your people. Stay out of the nonsense, because nonsense then prevents you from being able to feed your people and then continue to run them bags up. Keep running the bags up. Forget the nonsense. Forget all of the trash. Forget anything that continues to distract you from the path that you're supposed to be taking. As you get older, you're supposed to get more mature. Some people stay stupid. Some people stay in that same pace. Some people stay clout chasing. Some people stay focused on the smaller picture. Do you know that it's grown people, grown men that's still doing it for the likes on Instagram? You know it's grown men that still do it for the likes on the YouTube algorithm, but the algorithm ain't necessarily bringing them no bags? You know it's grown men that's out here clout chasing, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. Grown women that's out here clout chasing, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. That's why I didn't go to the event in Dallas. And when I was talking to the people and the promoters and the videographers and stuff like that, because I was talking to them yesterday, I was kicking it with them in person. They said, Anton, you made the right decision. You made the right decision. You got the heck up out of there. You ain't trying to be associated with nothing that's tearing you down, or you've evolved past a certain point. Why would you even associate yourself with that type of thing? And it confirmed what my security told me to do when they had me get up out of there 2 days ago. Say, listen, this ain't you. This ain't you. Listen, if you're not trying to get no money, if you're not trying to have a good time, if you're not trying to network effectively, get the fuck up out of my. Listen, I don't curse on the Millionaire Morning Show, or at least I try not to, but I'm gonna be very, very clear. If you not running it up for a bag in order to make sure that you adding value into your people's life, then get the fuck up out of my way, man. It's as simple as that. Just stay out of my purview. Do not even make yourself visible to me. If we not running up a bag together, then I don't even need to know who you are. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know where you from. If you're not supporting, if you're not adding value, if we can't figure out how to get some money together, then get the fuck up out of my way, man. We moving over here. We building legacies. At the end of the day, when you on your deathbed, right? And I communicate this to my daughter. I communicate this to my people all the time. They always say, Anton, how do you pick and choose what you decide to entertain and what you stay away from? How do you pick and choose what you decide to entertain and what you stay away from? I say, all right, it's a very simple thing that I do. At the end of the day, if I'm on my deathbed and I look back on my life and it wasn't something significant or relevant to where I can actually take with me and a memory that was meaningful to me, I stay away from it. That applies to everything. It applies to the very arguments that you could potentially have with the person that you land next to. I'm not arguing with you because next week I'm not even gonna remember that fact that we had an argument or what we was arguing about. So why would I even entertain this small little thing that's not even gonna play no significant role in my life? If I'm on my deathbed or if I die, will you remember this argument? No, you won't. So why are we even entertaining this? Let's make great memories together. Let the time that we spend together as a couple, as relationships, as networkers, or as people that continues to run the bag up or participate in each other's life, let the things that we do be meaningful to our lives. If at the end of the day, you at somebody's funeral, if you don't think that you're going to be able to remember or you're going to recall that memory, then why are you even entertaining that shit in the first place? Let them crash out. Let them have that shit. Just walk away. People will tell you every single day, listen, when it starts to be things that get out of hand, you know what I do? I just turn my back and I just keep walking. I don't say, hey, I'm out of here. I don't make no announcements. I don't go to people that I'm not rocking with no more and say, hey, man, you know, I ain't rocking with y'all no more. Y'all crazy. I just don't show up no more. I don't be in the hood. You just don't see me. You don't see me because I'm moving on to bigger and better things. And y'all have to start having that mentality. You got to divest yourself against the things that's not best for you. You got to start doing the things that's in your best interest and focus 100% of your energy on that. You don't have 1% of your energy to even entertain, getting mad, getting bothered by, or even substantiating somebody else feeling some time. Let them live rent-free in their head, and then you go and get more property. Live rent-free in their head. They promoting you. They making you bigger. They making you greater. They on your dick. They on your nuts. They sucking your titty. They over there sucking you off. Listen, they can't go to sleep. They can't go to sleep without thinking about you. It's not the other way around. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of them shows back in the day on Jenny Jones and Ricky Lake and all of that. And they used to come back and they used to say, oh man, you used to tease me in high school 20 years ago. Look at who I am now. And then the person over there be like, damn, I don't even remember who that is. Who are you? Be like, oh, you look nice. All right, so y'all ready to go? Thanks, Jerry Springer. Thanks, Jenny Jones. Thanks, Ricky Lake, for bringing me out here. We got a free trip. Oh, man, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care about what your journey was. For the last 20 years, you've been living rent-free in their head, and you've been over here living your life. They spent their entire last 20 years for everything that they did, every waking moment and every reason why they went to the gym, every reason why they got into the relationships, whatever it is that they did from a financial perspective, they did it with you in mind. You were their inspiration. Meanwhile, you was over here doing other things, and then they're going to be disappointed when you don't give a fuck about them and they show up on Jenny Jones and they say, look at me now. I used to be a thought. Now I'm hot. Okay. But I got kids and a family now. Like, I'm way past whatever it was that we was talking about in high school. You know what I'm saying? Live rent-free in their heads, and you keep doing what you do. You run the bag up. You never fumble the bag, and you continue to control the controllables. All that other stuff, let it fly. Let it fly. Run it up. Run it up with all of their friends that's divesting themselves against them in order to make sure that you get a bag with them. I have my girl Erica Williams, Erica's Classy Climb. I'm starting to drop the clips on that. I'm gonna drop that in the Patreon tomorrow. It's literally uploaded to the Patreon. It's just scheduled to go out in the morning. And me and Erica flew to Detroit because she was here doing an event. She had a speaking engagement, right? And me and Erica, we was laughing and talking and playing. And she was like, she hit me up. She said, Anton, I'm gonna be in Detroit. And this was my first time interacting with her in person. She said, Anton, I'm gonna be in Detroit. Let's link up. Now, this was literally before I shot out to Tampa the very next day. I said, oh, cool. That's what's up, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I picked her up and we cooked up. We shot a lot of content inside of the studios. And then we started going over to the different properties and I was showing her the different projects that I was working on in real life, right? And so I showed her some rental properties. I showed her some bills that we had going on. I showed her all of the different stuff in the businesses. And then we were on our way to the airport and I was dropping her off. And she was just like, yo, you one of the realest people I ever met in my life. Ask her. Ask Erica Williams what her experience was like me when she came to Detroit and she seen what we was living like. When she seen what the vibes was. When she seen all of the different projects that we was running up. Then by the end of the conversation, when we was like, yo, you one of the realest, whatever, the conversation that me and Erica was having, yo, we was like, yo, let's figure out how to get money together. What we gonna do? Hey, I need to come down to where you at. I ain't about to tell y'all where she live at. If she want to tell y'all where she lived, then she could tell y'all. Hey, where you about to be at? Oh man, I'm gonna be over in that area this time. Let's link up. Hey, let's figure out how we can put some money together. We can do this. Hey, I got this going on, so on and so forth. I'm connecting with good people. I don't give a fuck about what your relationship status is. I don't care about what you got going on over there or whatever. If you good vibes and you good people, if I spend a day with you and we having this conversation and we talking about running it up, let's run it up forever. That's all I care about. Real life running it up. Shout out to Erica Williams. That's my baby. That's my girl. That's my homegirl. She be talking that talk. She really out here in the field. Shout out to Erica Williams, Erica's Classy Climb. Make sure that she about to drop an interview with me and her that we did for her channel And then we did some stuff of mine, and I'm going to drop the stuff that we talked about inside of the Patreon. So if you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, make sure you get that Teach Henley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. I'm about to read some of these super chats, and we're going to get started with the show. But all I'm telling y'all is that y'all need to be focused on the thing that add value into your life. Anything else, discard it, especially if you're over the age of 30, you're over the age of 40. Learn the things that I didn't learn when I was in my 20s and make the adjustment faster so that you can bypass all of the nonsense that distracts you from the things that you were supposed to be doing in the first place.